Hey doc, the ball of my foot is killing me when I exercise. Well, a lot of times patients come into me and they say, I think I have metatarsalgia. I want to tell you, I don't really like that word. That word's what I would consider a garbage bag term. It's a term that doesn't really mean anything. It's nondescript. It just means you have pain in the metatarsals. So it could be so many different things. And that's where making the right diagnosis is the most important part of getting a patient better. Knowing, like, are we dealing with something such as a stress fracture? Maybe we have to go through those steps. And how do we get to that area? We get to that area by doing a good history and physical, asking the patient all those important questions about how they got there. I always say to all my patients, tell me your story. If we understand their story, then we'll be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together better. So what are some of the things that it can be? Well, here's our skeleton, right? So ball of the foot pain is anything in the front of the foot, or the bottom half of the foot. So it could be something that we call sesamoiditis. There's two small bones underneath the metatarsal heads, and those sesamoids sometimes get aggravated, they get disturbed. And even within sesamoiditis, it could be a stress fracture of the sesamoid. It could be an inflammation of the sesamoids. It could be a death of the sesamoid. It could be moving over into the lesser metatarsals. And those lesser metatarsals sometimes are very vulnerable to stress reaction, which can lead to stress fracture. And then other things it could also be things such as nerve pain. We hear neuromas or Morton's neuroma. It's inflammation of the nerve that runs in between the third and fourth metatarsal, and sometimes there's compression. So all of these things can be handled either conservatively, they can be handled surgically, they can be handled medically, and they can be handled with some of our new techniques such as shockwave therapy and magnetic therapy. But there's a lot of different things it could be. So before we start to just go towards one way of treating something, we have to know really what the diagnosis is. Once we make the diagnosis, we can treat the patient better. Thanks for listening. Take care and do great things.